Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. So today I'm going to be reviewing another Fiddlerman violin, and I'll be reviewing all 6 of the Fiddlerman series of violins, as well as making 3 comparison videos. All of those videos will be linked directly under this video and all of the other review and comparison videos as and when they are released. Okay, so the violin I'm going to be reviewing today is this one, and it is the Fiddlerman Apprentice Violin. Now this is priced at $349 US, and this sits in at number 3, so this is kind of 3rd in the series of the Fiddlerman's own violins. Moving on to the technical specs and what's in the case, you will see a bit of footage coming up now of the violin case, what's in the case, how it comes directly out of the box and shipping and that kind of thing. And as with all the other violins, this comes completely playable out of the box. So the bridge is already set up, everything is already in place, it's pretty much well in tune. You might find that you'll have to tune the violin a little bit, but you'll have to tune the violin each time you play it anyway. It is just the nature of the violin to go out of tune. The only other thing you'll have to do is rosin the bow, as you would have to anyway. Speaking of the bow you get is a carbon fibre bow, and it is the Fiddlerman's custom art and weight distribution bow with high quality Siberian horsehair, extremely durable carbon fibre composite. So it is a very nice violin bow, it's very nicely weighted, it doesn't feel heavy at the heel or heavy in the middle or heavy at the tip of the bow, and it feels nice and comfortable around the frog area as well. So overall it's a very nice, good quality bow. I'll have some tech specs coming up on the screen now for you to have a little look at, but if you want to have a look at the technical specifications of the violin in more detail, what I will do is leave a direct link underneath this video which will take you to the actual page on the Fiddlerman website, where you'll be able to see a lot more in detail about the violin, about the wood and how it's made and that kind of thing. So, demonstration time. So I just want to mention that before I play anything that I haven't altered anything on this violin at all. I've simply got the violin out of the box, I've tuned it up, I've added rosin on the bow, and that's absolutely it. The same with the sound recordings of these. Although I'm recording it professionally, I have done absolutely nothing to the recording. So what you will hear on this video is exactly what the violin sounds like. I haven't doctored the sound in any way at all. The other thing I wanted to mention quickly as well, that I'm going to be playing the same 3 performance pieces to demonstrate on each violin, and once I've done all the violin reviews, I will be putting together a little video montage of just the performances of each violin. That way you'll be able to hear the difference of each sound and each violin side by side, and I think it'll help you make a better judgment as to how each violin sounds side by side. So my thoughts and opinions on this are, it is a very nice, clean, clear and smooth violin to play on. It feels very nice, it doesn't feel too heavy in any one area, or it doesn't feel cumbersome in any way. One thing I do notice is that the neck is nice and smooth, so if you are going to be moving into positions, I don't think you're going to have any problem there at all. The bridge is set up very nicely. It's a Despial bridge, so that's the same one that I have on my antique violin. Tuning via the pegs is very nice as well. I didn't have any problem tuning this via the pegs. Because this had come from the USA to the UK, I did have to use the pegs just to tune it a little bit. I didn't have any problem doing that. It felt safe, it felt secure. It didn't feel like I shouldn't be moving the peg to tune. So that was all very nice. So that was all nicely set up in there. You have 4 fine tuners if you want to finely tune the violin. So this looks to me like it's more of a satin finish. Even though I like the look and finish of this, I do prefer the gloss look or the varnish look a little bit more. I think that just comes down to personal preference. It certainly doesn't change the tone or the sound of the violin in any way. And I know a lot of people would prefer the satin look of the violin over the gloss, but as I said, that just comes down to personal preference. It has a 2-piece back, as I've said in previous videos. It doesn't really matter whether a violin has a 2-piece back or a 1-piece back. 2-piece is easier on the manufacturer, but there's been no scientific evidence to prove that there's any difference between a 2 or a 1-piece back. And yeah, overall, the look and the feel of this is nice, and most importantly, when I'm playing as well, I didn't feel I was struggling to get the sound out. I was playing quite high up on the G and quite high up on the E string on purpose to see how far I could stretch the violin, or to see how far I could push the tone and to see how far it could go. And I didn't at any point feel like it was struggling, and I think you guys will probably agree from the performance as well. It didn't feel like the violin was screaming at me, or it was struggling, or there just wasn't enough power coming out of there. So in conclusion, who do I think this violin is for? Well, this is the second of the Fiddlerman violins. So this sits just above the OB1 violin. I've already done a review on this, so you can check the link out underneath there. So this sits just above that. So I think this would be perfect for a beginner violinist, and I think this would be perfect for somebody who maybe just wants to spend a little bit more money on a violin. This does sit above the OB1, so obviously everything about this is going to be a little bit better than the OB1. The more money you pay and the higher the violins go, obviously the better they're going to be. So this would be ideal if you were a beginner and you just wanted to spend just a little bit more money to get yourself off and going. It's got a very smooth and clear sound, and I think this would be ideal for students as well, or anybody in school, anybody playing in an orchestra or ensembles or anything like that. And lastly, if you are watching this video and you want to start playing the violin but you have absolutely no idea on where to start, then why don't you follow my violin video lesson course? I have 20 videos that will teach you from complete beginner level. So even if you know absolutely nothing about the violin, nothing about music, that's fine, because my video lessons have got you covered. I will put a link to them coming up somewhere above me now, and I will put a link to those videos directly underneath, and they come complete with tutorial books and songbooks as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have found this video review useful. Don't forget to check out all the other videos I have done on the other Fiddlerman violins, and they will all be linked directly underneath this video as and when they're released. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!